Everybody, Chris here with America on Two Wheels. I decided to be stubborn because I was very interested in camping this week. I'd been planning on it for the past week or so. So I decided, you know what, rain or not, I'm gonna go. I think George is gonna try to come out, but unfortunately some of the other folks that usually ride and camp with us weren't able to make it due to different reasons. Some for the rain, some for other commitments. So I've got my site here. I am at the Mount Pisgah Campground, which is just down past the Pisgah General Store and the Pisgah Inn. So I know in my previous videos you've seen me stop by the Pisgah store, and I like to stop in there, and depending on the weather, either get a coffee or get a cold drink. But I'll take a minute here to show you around. It's very, very foggy and hazy. I'll have to look at this to see if the filter has been too dark for it, but hopefully it's not too bad. But behind me there's really nothing, so it's nice. I'm kind of in the woods here. Can't really see any neighbors. There's supposed to be, possibly according to the slip, somebody across the street on the other side, but so this is our right here is the bear box, which is nice. I've put all my food and my toothpaste and anything else that has any kind of odor in it, put it away in there, just because the bears are very active. In fact, on my way in, I saw one shooting through the other loop. This is loop D I'm in, but there's an A and B loop, which is mostly for RVs. I believe they have, I'm not sure if they have power or hookups, but it's mostly designed for the RVs. But and then loops C and D are all for tent camping. So I've got one bundle of wood. I'm only planning on being here for one night. We'll see how the weather is. It's projected rain for the next several days. So, but again, I was dying to get out here. No real widow makers. That branch is questionable, but if this video get published, you know that the branch didn't come down and squish me. So, but give a little bit of a walk around here. It's a nice big asphalt parking area. Got my bike parked in here. I think George is going to try to come, and he said he's going to ride, so I've got plenty of room for him at least to visit. He's welcome to set his tent up here on the site, but I don't know if there's going to be, if he wants to do that or if he wants to get his own site, because there's several. And this was a kind of a first come, first serve. But down here, this is a little path. This path will take you over to the bathhouse. There's a bathhouse out through the woods here. Honestly, don't even know if there's a shower or not, but so across the way here is a little bridge. Even though it's not actively raining, as you can see, it's very foggy, but the trees are shedding the water. So I'm going to continue down here. It's a neat little footpath. A little bit of a stream that runs through here. This is just off the parkway. As I said, it's just past, if you're heading west, say towards Cherokee, towards the end of the parkway, right around mile marker 408 or 409 is the campground. On the left side, you'll see the store, little gray store again that we stop at all the time. And on the right, just beyond that, there's a couple buildings that's an inn, and folks stay there. It's like a hotel, so it's a rental that you're allowed, you're able to reserve and rent. And those look like they're neat. I've never stayed there. I'd like to eventually, but at some point, Andy and I could probably go up there and stay, but you're looking at probably peak season, probably $200-300 a night. So, but we'll just continue to check things out here. There's another path right here you can see. That one also goes up to the comfort station. So I think due to the weather, with the rain and projected rain, there's not a lot of folks that have come down here. Somebody over there, but this site, excuse me, this site looks like it's open. So D25 is open. I'll have to tell George that when he arrives. So they told me, and I didn't know this, but on here on the black diamond there'll be an R. If there's an R, that means that it's a site that's reserved online using the recreation.gov site. If it doesn't have anything, or as you can see here, okay, this one is an example. There's already somebody's got their tag on it, so they've put the tag because it's been reserved, but it also has the R. So if you're ever coming here, and it is first come first serve, you'll notice that if the site looks empty and there's no tag on it, but if it has an R, that typically means you had to have reserved it online. So I think they put so many that are available to be reserved, and then the rest are, you know, what they are. So again, this is a reserved site, 22. So just checking over here. Again, a reserved site. So doesn't mean that they're reserved because there's no paper on them, but it means that you have to reserve them on the recreation.gov site. So I'm going to head back to my site and continue to put stuff in there. I've already set up camp. It's one of the first things I did when I got in here was set up the tent and get the sleep system inside and blown up. The last thing I want to do is having to do it if it was downpour, because that's no fun. But I got it up just in time, and then another shower passed. I've been watching the radar, and it looks like it's pretty, it's going to be spotty. We'll probably get rain off and on all night, but again, this is my site. So I did not reserve online, and you'll notice there is an R there. So what happened was she gave me the map and a paper, and she had said that if the lady at the gatehouse, she had told me that she said, go look around, take the map, ride around, find the site that you want, and as long as it doesn't have a tag on it, right, that's reserved. I misunderstood her. I think she told me that if there's an R, that means it had to have been reserved online. So again, they set aside so many spots for the reserved folks to do it online. But so I went back and told her that this D29 was available, and she looked on her map and she said, oh, that's a reserved spot. And I said, well, there wasn't a tag on it. And she said, no. She again explained that it's reserved through the website. But she did me a favor and she said, all right, tell you what, nobody's got it reserved. I could do it for one night only, so you can have that spot. So fantastic folks here, really, really nice. I have not made it over to the comfort station yet to see what that looks like, but I'm not going to walk around inside. Some folks do that. That kind of irks me, but you know, it's a bathroom. It's either clean or it's not clean, and I can report back if they look clean. But so as you can see right now, it's not really actually raining. It's still very foggy, but the leaves that have collected the water as the wind blows, it's all starting to shed off those leaves there. The good thing is I'm just about under that picnic table. There's such a broadleaf tree there that didn't get a lot of rain. I didn't get a lot of moisture. But I'm going to set up the 360 camera and just kind of let it roll and see what goes on around here, and anything interesting I'll include in the video and go. I was initially going to camp over the Mills River area off of one of the gravel roads that we ride all the time through Pisgah. But when I passed, the majority of the sites that I would have stayed at already have folks there. And again, those are first come, first serve, and they're free. It's primitive camping only. The other thing is the other site that I would have potentially gone to, because of the recent rain, it was already muddy and sloppy, and I didn't feel like setting everything up in the mud and kind of hanging out down there. So the thought is, I just kept going and got up on the parkway, and I said, worst case, I'll just go for a ride. But I pulled into the Mount Pisgah Campground, and I asked her, I says, you know, I didn't go online and make a reservation, but do you have any sites available? She said, we have plenty. So again, maybe because of the weather that's kept people away, but I don't care. I enjoy it. And actually, you can call me crazy, but to me it's relaxing to sleep in the tent with the rain hitting it. As long as the wind is not crazy and the trees aren't coming down, I should be all right. So All right, folks, I'll check back in with you again later.